if you'll join us for our congregational song, Spirit is in This Place.
Good morning, and thank you, the wonderful music team. Good morning, live from Seal Beach. It's Pacific Coast Celebration Services. Yay! Go Des, yes. Welcome to all of you gathered here, and welcome to all of you on the YouTube that are joining us. And a special heartfelt welcoming for those that are new. We so appreciate you so much. I am Lorraine Urbina, contributing member, and it's my pleasure to host you today in our shared home. Yay. Okay, thank you. Our talk today, Love in Action, the world of the practitioner. I was just a little curious about what science of mind practitioners actually do. I thought, well, maybe they hand out fortune cookies like affirmations. Maybe. Turns out, ooh, thank you. Turns out they spend years learning how to hold a sacred space, speaking their truth, and remembering they're already whole and deeply loved by the universe. I think they take a couple years to learn that. And from that space, they hold it, sustain it, and share it with others, us, through their presence and utilizing spiritual mind treatment prayer. How blessed are we that they take the time to study. When practitioners are recognized for long-term dedication and service, 20 years plus, it's called emeritus. We have Valerie Day, who's modeling her sash. We have Travis and also Chuck is here retired. And I personally think we should be giving practitioners white hats or capes along with their sashes. Yeah. Okay, so now we have love in action in the parking lot. And what does that look like? Well, it's a tandem parking lot. So you park, and when you park behind someone, make sure you have your ticket with your telephone number on it. And then we'll call you after service so that you can move your car and let someone escape from, in front of you there. And also there's more love in action with your cell phone. Take this time to switch your cell phones off so that you can demonstrate love in action for the service. As a community, we believe that love is the nature of who we really are. We come together to awaken, grow, and clear away those old stories. And who's going to help us do that today? We have Reverend Veronica and her panel of practitioners. Our music team, Melissa Lewis, Des Glover, and Michael Aliman. Yay! Practitioners on platform are Reverend Juanita Gardner and Carol Ann Perini. Pre-service support is Rachel Rosen. Pre-service meditation, Sylvia Hungerford, and also The Watch. Youth and Family Coordinator, Mary Birch, as well as Wenda Arcala. Our Leadership Council Representative, Terry Anderson. Production Team, Sound and Streaming, John Broderick and Matt Profit. Production Coordinator, the newly named Jan Mason. Hospitality Team, Floran Limpus, Dina and Janie. Welcome Team, thank you all you welcome team, led by Janet Maurice. With our new theme, Growing Up Together, how many of you feel more grown up? Okay. We turn our attention to shadow work, examining the struggles we face, how they manifest in our lives, and the impact we have on each other and the world. Please join me in the 2025 affirmation as we read together. Our lives are woven into shared journey where we grow individually and collectively in learning, serving, and giving through life's challenges and changes. And today, we have Reverend Juanita who will be giving the platform speech, and Carol Ann Perini, she will be doing the invocation and the lighting of the candle. Can I please invite our platform practitioner to come up and our candle person to come up? And thank you. And this light represents the light we are in community.
Thank you, Lorraine. I was invited I'm Carol Ann Perini, in case you don't know. And I see some people don't know. I am a practitioner here at Pacific Coast Center for Spiritual Living. I'm a little bit nervous today. I haven't been on platform for quite some time, so I just thought I'd say that out loud. So I was honored today as my part in this, in our practitioner program today. I was invited to light the candle, which I did. Lorraine talked about that. And then I was also invited to talk about invocation. And I want to say that invocation, the word invocation means that you are invoking the presence of a deity or a spirit. That's strictly what the word means. So on Sundays, what we do is we do an invocation, meaning we're invoking that spirit to be here. the thing about that for me is that that implies that Spirit is not here. Whereas Spirit is here always, everywhere, at all times. It is here. So when I'm up here doing an invocation, what I'm thinking about, what's inside of me, is that I am invoking my consciousness of Spirit right here in the moment. Because when I come to church, I'm maybe not ready to be in the flow of Spirit, and sometimes I'm waiting for the minister to do that, or the platform practitioner to do their share. But the truth is that Spirit is in, around, as, through me, each of us, at all times. So this morning, I'm invoking the presence of my consciousness to recognize the presence of Spirit. So if you would take a breath, set yourself into your seat as I invoke my consciousness, as I invoke our consciousness to remember that God is genuinely, completely, utterly all that is. God is every cell in our bodies. God is every breath we take. God is every movement of the ocean, every snowstorm, every child, every human being on the planet. God is all that we are, completely, forever, and always. And as I invoke that presence into my consciousness and the consciousness of each of us, I am grateful. I'm grateful in knowing that I am still able to breathe and be here with each of you, that each of you are here and can be with me, that we are expressions of the finite, of that magnificence into the finite beings that we are, but we are one. And so I'm claiming that as really wonderful, that it is the love that is, the peace, yes, the freedom, the joy that is, all that God is, we each are. And I surrender into that knowing, and together we say, and so it is.
Good morning. I'm Terry Anderson. I am the treasurer in training as part of the Leadership Council, and we welcome you to today's service. I wanted to start it by reading our collaboration vision together. So, through mindful and respectful exploration, we are creating a healthier foundation that supports and engages a whole beloved community equipped to launch new strategies for a thriving spiritual center. And next, I would like you to just sit in silence while I read our next slide, which is our intention. And here we go. Our inclusion statement, excuse me. We know all life is interconnected and sacred. We cultivate active care of the earth and honor all creation. We are committed to being a unified community where everyone is included and has equal access to actualize their full potential, regardless of race, color, religion, ethnicity, age, gender identity, sexual orientation, background, physical or mental ability. We live in loving, respectful coexistence with all. And now, we have a lot of announcements. I'm going to do the Evelyn Wood version of this, and so please listen listen closely. The first of the month, we want to celebrate the people that have birthdays in this month, which is August. So does anyone have a birthday in August? If so, please raise your hand. And The ushers will be providing you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Thank you for that. So what was passed out was a card, a gift to the people having a birthday of a session with a practitioner. You'll find out today how important and how wonderful that gift is. So today is also the first Sunday of the month, so we celebrate First Sunday with a potluck. And so we invite you to, on the first Sunday, bring a dish to share with others, and to also spend time after service to enjoy the food with our community. And we also request that you possibly assist with cleanup at the end. Cleanup is super quick, and spending time with this hospitality team over here in that little room called the kitchen, it's a fun time. Laughter is guaranteed, so you will enjoy yourself. And next, we have coming up the Practitioner Info class. Have you ever wondered what it takes to become a practitioner? Well, today, after service at 1 p.m., Rev Veronica and Rev Juanita will share with you the inner journey that they traveled, as well as the curriculum requirements from the Centers of Spiritual Living. Join us for this brief informational meeting, and remember, your heart may tell you that you are not ready. However, your soul will pull you anyway. So that's something to look forward to today after service. And the Circle brings us this coming Saturday, August 16th from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. Andrea Corella will answer some of these questions for you. Are you in a season of blooming, shedding, or my glasses, or stillness? Wherever you find yourself right now, you're invited to Sacred Roots, a soul-searching workshop created just for you. Join licensed professional clinical counselor Andrea Corella on Saturday, August 16th, 1:30 to 3:30, for a deeply restorative experience that honors the sacred wisdom of the 5 elements: earth, air, water, fire, and ether. This special afternoon will include opening circle plus intention setting, soul inquiry, journaling, and angel writing, breath work, energy healing, and a sacred fire ceremony, and time for silent reflection and heartfelt connection. Come exactly as you are and leave grounded, ignited, and aligned with your soul. Reserve your spot through the website or the newsletter link. And this is my favorite too. Duffy Boat is back. So here we go. One moment, please. Duffy Boat around Huntington Harbor, Sunday, August 24th, from 2 to 4 p.m. There's space for 14 passengers. Well, no, only 2. Ray and I signed up. And 12 passengers and 2 boat operators. Space is limited to sign up on the table out there. So sign up quickly. The cost is $50 per person, which includes the boat ride and light refreshments. Our hosts will be Steve and Lily Wells, our boat captains. The money earned will be used to purchase a wall-mounted water bottle refilling station that will be at the entrance. So this is serving a vital purpose. I could use that refilling station right now. A huge thank you to Steve and Lily. And a couple thank yous from the Leadership Council. First of all, our first thank you goes to the amazing volunteers that show up to assist Wendy Akala with the... Okay, thank you. Wow, things just come my way. I appreciate that. Thank you to the volunteers who have supported Wendy Akala with our youth program. Gratitude goes to Mary Birch, Diane Ronner, Laura Hallett, I'm going back, Ian Overholt, Jill Armstrong, and Valerie Day. Good segue. The Leadership Council will also like to thank Reverend Laura Hallett for her fun and insightful guidance at last week's Care Circle Sunday. We talked about the topic, Abundance Reimagined, creating a new relationship with prosperity. And if you were there, you know it was a great session. And if you weren't, go visit it online. So I'm going to pass the mic to Reverend Veronica at this point. Thank you.
If you didn't get a chance to come to Care Circle Sunday, you will have another chance to experience Reverend Laura, who is an amazing teacher. Her workshop, it's an experiential book study, mindfulness and money magic, and it begins tomorrow on Zoom. You can register online or through the website, and you'll get the Zoom link when you register. But this is just not any old workshop. She actually, if you've heard of neuroplasticity and rewiring your brain, well, how would you feel about rewiring your brain around money? Ooh, that sounds really good. Yes, so her book study starts tomorrow from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's on Zoom, and I really recommend it. I really love Laura Hallett. She just showed us the tip of the iceberg of her teaching. And her book, we have 4 books here in the bookcase. If you want to purchase the book, they're $15, and the proceeds go to the center. So if you want more information, we'll have more information for you in the back of the room. So now we're going to move into our time of sacred silence. And if I can invite Rachel Rosen up, they are going to ring the bowls, but before she does that, she's going to explain the intention of the bowls.
It works. That's good. So today you see before you 4 crystal bowls, each with a different color. Each color and each pitch activates an energy center or a chakra in our bodies. And I'm going to play each one, and as I do, I'm going to ask you to see if you can feel it being energized. This first one it represents the second chakra, which is the seat of creativity and emotions, and it's found just below your navel in your body, in this line, this center line. And here's what it sounds like. This next bowl, which is green, represents the 4th energy center at the heart, and that is love and compassion. And it sounds like this. And now Terry will play the next bowl, which is, as you can see, blue, and that is the throat chakra, which is self-expression. Our last bowl is violet. It's sometimes white. It is the chakra at the top of our head called the crown, and its energy is that of spirituality and enlightenment. When a service support practitioner has this service, we determine which of these or how many of these we want to bring in to activate which energies will support the intention of that day's talk. And since our talk today is love in action, I thought that each one of these 4 chakras needed to be activated to resonate with what is going to unfold today. So now we'll play them.
With every breath I take, I'm letting go. Gonna let it fade away right here and right now. I'm getting out of my head and dropping into my heart right now, right here and right now. With every breath I take, I'm letting go. Gonna let it fade away right here and right now. I'm getting out of my head and dropping into my heart, and how my mind can turn and twist and spin, just begging for some peace. That's how I know it's time to go within, be still and just breathe. Right here and right now. I'm getting out of my head and dropping into my heart right here and right now. I'm getting out of my head and dropping into my heart, and with each breath I'll go deeper in this space and ground myself from the peace within this place. I can feel the love, it's flowing all around me, right here, right now. Yeah, I can feel the love, it's flowing all around me, right here, right now.
Thank you, Carol Ann, for that beautiful talk on the invocation. I was asked to share on the 3 things this morning during my 7-minute talk. When I became a licensed religious science practitioner, and we're all practitioners, and becoming a licensed practitioner is an answer to a call. It is said that God doesn't call the qualified, God qualifies the called. God doesn't call the qualified, God qualifies the called. Number 2, to share my experience of being a licensed practitioner, and 3, my experience facilitating practitioner classes. By the way, my name is Reverend Juanita Gardner, and it's my pleasure and honor to serve here at this center as a practitioner. So, I'm also here to facilitate the practitioner and share my experience of facilitating the practitioner classes. That's a lot to cover in 7 minutes. So I invite you to attend this gathering with Reverend Veronica and I. We'll be having a meeting at 1 o'clock after the service. So I invite you to come there if you have more questions or just would like more information. Quite honestly, the reason I answered the call was to learn how to put these practices in my home and with my family. But after I was in my first year in training, I realized that everybody's my family if we're all one. So it kind of shifted that information for myself. I was introduced to religious science about 1973 and have been in and out of this philosophy since then. This teaching, since I didn't commit to it until 1995. That was like 20 years later. So I don't sign up for things very early or very easily. This teaching really appealed to me when I heard they don't tell you what to think here, they tell you how to think. And it has to make sense to my brain before I can embrace it in my practice or into my living practice. The journey to becoming a licensed practitioner is a calling, as I said earlier. It's not just about gaining knowledge. For me, it's about self-transformation. It's about saying yes to being a spiritual presence in the world. For me, being a practitioner is both a joy and a responsibility. One of the greatest honors in my life has been facilitating practitioner classes for adults who have answered the call, watching them grow, deepen, and step into their own spiritual authority is very rewarding. Just to see how they bloom, how they do service and how they show up for this community and for the world in a way, because wherever we go, we're practitioners. Today, I invite you to join me in reflecting on the heart of this calling, to explore what it means to be a licensed practitioner. A practitioner is far more than someone who knows a philosophy. We are a living embodiment of the science of mind principles. One of my favorite quotes is, "Tell people who you are and sometimes use words." And I think that's what we do as practitioners. Our role is to recognize the spiritual perfection of others, especially when they cannot see it for themselves. We are ones who hold the high watch. We stand firm in spiritual truth in the face of all appearances. That is, appearing good times and appearing bad times. I trust spirit that I call God. I don't think my finite mind will ever fully understand the infinite. Therefore, I say I live in the mystery. Practitioners are not healers in the traditional sense. Our work is to know that wholeness, clarity, and divine right action are already present in every situation, and to affirm that truth through spiritual mind treatment, which is our primary tool. Treatment is not begging or pleading, it's a declaration of truth that aligns our thinking with spiritual principles, with what we say we believe, To align our spiritual principles, to say or to live with what we say we believe. Sometimes that's challenging, but especially when certain things are going and not going your way. And to live according to these principles is primary our goal. Before treating comes deep listening and even deeper knowing. We must see each person as divine expressing and know that there is a spiritual solution to every condition. We train ourselves to listen for the truth behind the story, not to be swayed by appearances, but to be anchored in principle. Integrity is the cornerstone of our practice. Ethical behavior reflects our spiritual maturity. It's not, it's how we stay clear channels for this work of spirit. When we honor our role and the boundaries that come with it, we create sacred space of trust where transformation can unfold. We honor confidentiality and we avoid creating dependency. Becoming a practitioner is not simply about completing courses. It's about deep, ongoing commitment to spiritual truth. We are called to live by spiritual principles. This means deep study, consistent spiritual practice, and the ability to live from the inside out. I like the quotes that says, "Tell people who you are, sometimes use words." And most of all, it means embracing a joyful commitment to serve from the awareness that Spirit works through us. Our consciousness is our tool. We cannot take another further than we have gone ourselves. This is why our growth is never finished. As a perennial student, when I heard that religious science is open at the top, really appealed to me because I see everyone as my teacher. And as I learn new information, I get to change my mind. At one of our classes, Mary Lee said, "If one is not learning, they are not living." And that says it all to me very succinctly. If one is not learning, one is not living. The practitioner-client relationship is built on trust, respect, and spiritual partnership. We're here to stand with our clients, to see the truth for them, and to affirm their innate wholeness. When a client is in pain, confusion, or fear, we stand as a steady beacon of spiritual clarity. The most healing gift we offer is a deep, non-judgmental listening. The most healing gift we offer is deep, non-judgmental listening. In that space of pure presence, something shifts and healing begins. The work of a practitioner is sacred, subtle, and powerful. It calls us to live what we teach, to pray with clarity and conviction, and to walk beside others as they awaken to their spiritual magnificence. I will close by sharing 3 quotes from the Science and Mind textbook that attracted me to this teaching, this philosophy. One, Matt, would you show the slide, please? And I invite you to read along with me, because this one is very powerful, I think, and it reminds me of that this is a reciprocal universe. What we put out returns back to us. So, read with me, please. From selfish reasons alone, if from no loftier reason, we cannot fault to hate or hold in mind anything against any living soul. Isn't that amazing? Anything against any living soul. The second, please. I share this slide because I think the message of Jesus was love and forgiveness. And so not to throw the baby out with the bathwater is kind of how I see this statement here, the next 2 statements actually, but this one in particular. This is what Ernest Holmes said about Jesus. Humble in his humanity, compassionate in his tenderness, understanding the frailties of the human mind, Jesus let the Great Spirit speak through him in words of love and sympathy. And finally, we must understand that Christ is not a person, but a principle. It was impossible for Jesus not to become the Christ as the human gave way to the divine. And so it is.
Spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction, oh, a beautiful release. The memories seep through my veins. Let me be empty, oh, and weightless, and maybe I'll find some peace tonight. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. Well, you are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find So tired of this straight line, and everywhere you turn, there's vultures and thieves at your back. The storms keep on twisting, you keep on building the lies that you make up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference escaping one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet madness, all this glorious sadness. It brings me to my knees. Yeah, in the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark old hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. Some comfort here.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought that was an amazing, appropriate song, because when you're in a session with the practitioner, you are in the arms of an angel. Amen to that. Yes, yes. So, good morning, Pacific Coast. I am Reverend Veronica, and I am so blessed and honored to welcome up our 4 practitioners who are going to be part of our panel today. So I want to invite up Valerie Day, Debbie Ann Folks, Janice Guevara, and Jesse Keeler. Come on up. Yes. These amazing, generous practitioners. Here's our practitioner corps. Is that amazing? Yes. These beautiful souls. These are the souls that support our center in consciousness and in action and in conscious action. And I wanted to just acknowledge there's some, I saw Sylvia's here I saw Sylvia here, and those who are not here, Wenda's in with the kids. Wenda gives divine service to our youth and family, our amazing youth and family program. Wenda's such an amazing practitioner in the area of youth and family. Gina Overholt, is she here? I didn't see Gina. And Marjorie Ray's on vacation. Doreen Steinmetz, she does online. She's our practitioner online on YouTube. And Jackie Williams Pearson, she's out of town as well. And then I wanted to give one additional practitioner a little accolade, and that is Jeff Schlick. Yes. Jeff, he lives in Sedona. He was a part of the original Namaste in Long Beach, and now he does the prayer, 7 a.m. prayer with our practitioners, and he does Wednesday mornings. So if you want to experience Jeff, he is an amazing practitioner. You can see him on Wednesday morning in our prayer call. And so thank you, Jeff, for your service as well. So yes, yes, yes. So here we are. I'm going to leave this beautiful picture up here. So we're here to talk about being a practitioner. What does that look like? And what did it take, right? What did it take to get to that point of saying yes? So I want to start there, and I'm just going to invite whoever would like to start. What did it take for you to say yes to practitioner? What was that conversation like? Does anyone want to start? Feeling called? Okay.
One of the things that was kind of maybe unique for me was when I started taking the practitioner coursework, I really didn't think I was going to become a practitioner. In my mind, I thought, I just kind of want to know what they know. And I thought, because I felt wholly unqualified and to assume this role, and I wanted to kind of hang out with these really cool people, and so that was my mindset. I was just curious to know what they knew, and so I just started the walk.
Mm-hmm. You started the walk. I love that. Love that. Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else want to answer that question?
Well, I had no plans to be a practitioner. I probably wouldn't even have taken classes, but I had a friend say, "Oh, let's take a class." I'm like, okay, sure. And then one class led to a second class, led to a third class, led to a fourth class, where then it was like, oh, the next step is to become a practitioner. And then the facilitators are so great. I was blessed to go through practitioner training at Agape. And the facilitators really led a discovery session for us to find our yes. And I can see myself sitting in the sanctuary at Agape and in a dyad with somebody, and that yes coming forth that, this was my call to be a practitioner. And I think Rev Juanita spoke about that it's a calling. So that was my journey.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And I don't know if you're aware about this, but every service, there's a practitioner that sits in the back, and they hold vigil. They are holding space. Does anyone want to speak to what that means to hold vigil for the community?
I will. Okay, holding vigil is something that a practitioner does during service. They can also do it, hold vigil during like a meeting. Like, for example, if the Leadership Council is having a meeting and we feel that we need support in that way, it's to hold the sacred space and the consciousness, and to provide clarity, love, healing, peace, and it's to hold that sacred space. So when someone's holding vigil for us here on Sunday, they're basically holding that consciousness, that high consciousness, and that sacred space for us all. And sometimes we call it high watch as well.
Watch.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's what it means to me.
Yes, beautiful. So if you see a practitioner sitting in the back of the room with their eyes closed, they are not asleep. They are holding the high watch, and they are in deep contemplation with the divine, holding that space for us. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. That the service that the practitioners provide in holding that. Yes. So Jesse,
Yes.
so now that you're a practitioner, you've been a practitioner for how long?
5 years.
5 years, okay. So, when you're a practitioner, your life becomes perfect, right? Everything just...
Oh, yeah.
Everything just works, and you just pray it all away, and it all just...
Yeah.
Just like
You
smooth.
got it.
So, when you get stuck and when life, does what life does, what do you do as a practitioner? What do you do when you get stuck?
First, I have to recognize that I'm stuck. And for me, that's one of the gifts of being a practitioner is starting to develop that consciousness. Take a breath and reconnect. Remember who I am and that I am in God. And God is within me. And there is no separation. And
Yes,
sometimes that's a thought, and a thought is always a prayer.
absolutely. Yes, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? What you do when life gets hard and sometimes maybe even forget you're a practitioner because life is getting a little sticky. What do you do? What do you do, Valerie?
I'm an auditory processor, so if I'm stuck and I stay in my little world all by myself, I just stay stuck. So I reach out to a friend, a practitioner, my practitioner. I mean, it's really, I need to have somebody, hear me. Rachel hears me a lot. I call Rachel with my problems. My co-lead of the practitioner course. So I process it out loud and, get prayer. And then that breath that you spoke of, it's sort of that exhale happens. It's like I've spoken it and then it's released that energy. And then, I get prayer. And also one of my favorite phrases, which isn't necessarily science of mine, it's just my tool. This too shall pass. I'm having a moment, and it might last an hour, it might last a day, but it's not going to go beyond that. This too shall pass. That's kind of the reminder, and I let myself feel it, right?
Yes.
Like it's so important to let myself cry or feel or get mad or whatever it is. So that's kind of my stuff.
That's really important.
Yeah.
We don't have to pretend that we're immune from life, right? But we just have the tools to handle it. And so thank you. And so what's asked of practitioners is that we have spiritual practice, whether that be a prayer practice, a meditation practice, something that keeps us connected to the divine. Would either one of you like to share about what your spiritual practices are?
Sure. I have actually quite a few because I don't want to get bored. So, but definitely every morning I meditate, and if I make sure that it happens, and whether it's 5 minutes or I have more time, I can do 15, 20 minutes. And then from that, I set an intention for my day. And it can be just a quick phrase or a couple of words. And that helps me just start my day. So when I leave my house and I'm encountering life in all of its various forms, I can always go back to that intention. And today my intention was to be live in the presence. So then I can, if something happens, I get into an argument with someone rubs me the wrong way, cuts me off in traffic, I can just come back to that and what that means to me to be living in the present. It's just a reminder. But I also journal. I can sometimes just read something, new thought or spiritual, all of those things. So pray, any of those spiritual practices. Go out in nature is one I really love. That's what I do.
I'd have to say that I share in similarity with what Debbie Ann has said, but I also try to incorporate reading new material. There is just such a wide variety of spiritual teachers out there that you can read, listen to either a TED Talk. It doesn't have to be a huge book, but it feels very enriching to lean into continuous growth. And having it might even be the same thing you've heard many, many times, but when it's said a different way, from a different perspective, you grow a little bit, and that's rich. There's a lot in that.
Yes, and that's a good point, that practitioners, all of us, they're licensed, and so there's requirements for continued education, and the continued education just makes us better people and practitioners and gives us more tools. So it's a blessing to have the classes that we quote unquote have to take for the requirements, because they fulfill us and contribute to us. So it's really great. And in prayer work, there's a lot of prayer work done by practitioners. And one of the things that is taught is to turn away from the appearances. And sometimes people might mistake that, turning away from the appearances, to like pretend that it's not happening. And so from a practitioner standpoint, Valerie, what does that mean, like to turn away from the appearances?
So as practitioners, our job is to see the truth, see the wholeness, and our spiritual principle that we all operate under in Science of Mind is oneness. So it doesn't mean like I'm not going to pretend that I don't have like an achy ankle or knee or whatever physically might be going on or emotionally, but it is, or for my client, but it's seeing their wholeness. So it's knowing that, okay, yes, there's this appearance of pain, or there's an emotional upset or something going on, but I, as the practitioner, I'm going to know and hold that spiritual principle of oneness and wholeness. But simultaneously, so it's like the turning away from appearances, where we want to also not do the spiritual bypass that you're talking about, because we're human beings, right? So we, honor the stuff and the story and the worry and the human angst, while simultaneously really seeing that you're whole, you're perfect, you're complete. I'm holding that space and knowing the truth of who you are. And then, through prayer work and spiritual mind treatment, we're putting that affirmative oneness and wholeness into the law, and then the prayer is working that for us.
Beautiful. Thank you. And what have you noticed about yourself that's changed since becoming a practitioner? Anything different of how you approach life, how you see life versus before you took practitioner training?
The biggest thing I've noticed is that my spiritual life is the center from which everything else comes. Mm-hmm. And that means when I go to my job, when I go to work, I come from a spiritual place. When I enter into a meeting, or I enter into a conversation, or I meet a challenge. Is it perfect? No. Do I do it perfectly all the time? No. But just that awareness comes into everywhere that I'm at. There's an opportunity for that.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
I have, and it was even pre-becoming a practitioner, but it was when I remember when I was in the second class that we were taking, and I can see myself like outside my apartment and having this visceral experience of like this weight of worry being lifted from my shoulders. And I grew up in a household where my parents were expert worriers, and that this philosophy, like it was like this, it doesn't mean that I don't worry anymore, but it was like really this like worry was like gone, and it was like a visceral experience. And then that's continued, as I've been on my journey.
Yes. Anyone else? Anything that you see differently?
I feel like a strengthened muscle within me to contribute, which is something that I wasn't really expecting to receive, but not only like a willingness to just show up and serve however I can, but a confidence that it will be in a meaningful way. And there's something that feels like I just feel comfortable letting it come through me. However it needs to show up, I'm here and hands are ready, let's go.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so if there's anyone thinking about becoming a practitioner, on the fence, or should I do this? Just having that conversation that we've all had. We've all had it. The resistance, or I don't have time, or all of that. Debbie-Ann, what would you say to someone?
Do it.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Just do it.
I'll tell you why. The whole so there's prerequisites, but all of these classes, it's not like going to college. You're learning about life and the spiritual aspects of it, just how it's hard to describe, but I will tell you that the whole first year is how did life get to be this way? So for me, and it's for you, it's how did your life get to be this way? And you really dig deep into why you make decisions the way you make them, what your fears are, what your greatest strengths are, what your beliefs are, what your values are. And everything that we do stems from all of these things that we were taught or we learned along the way. And it changed my life because I absolutely have such a greater understanding of myself and then that helps me relate to everybody around me, family, friends, coworkers, just everybody in life. So, and it just changed my life, and it continues to do so. So if you're thinking, and here's the thing, you can take the classes, and you don't even have to be a licensed practitioner if you don't want to. But I knew when I took the classes, there were a couple people that took them with me that just did not want to go any further, just because they wanted to take them and find out just what I said, like how did their life get to be. It's almost like a counseling session, but you're doing it with people and you feel safe, there's no judgment, and it was truly one of the best things I've ever done in my life. So.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Speaking of counseling sessions, that's a good lead in to we're offering sessions today, 20-minute sessions at no charge, and there's still five spaces left. 5 spaces left. You can sign up in the back. If you've already signed up for a session, you also go to the back and we can tell you who your practitioner is and where the location is for your 20-minute session. And so that's a great offering that our practitioners are offering to our community to experience what a practitioner session feels like, looks like, sounds like. So if you want to sign up, just come to the back of the room after service and you can sign up for a session. And I know that you will have an amazing experience because we have amazing practitioners. And I want to close with a prayer. And since there's 5 of us here, I thought, wow, how convenient. Let's do the 5 steps of treatment. How does that sound?
Before we pray, can I add one thing?
Yes, you can.
So, on the spiritual practice question, my longest and favorite spiritual practice is seeing my practitioner. I have seen my practitioner since 2001 when I was in my first year of practitioner training. And I have not stopped, even in those times where I wasn't employed and didn't have money. I viewed that money that I was paying my practitioner as my tithe and where I'm spiritually fed. And so I really invite each of you to look at that as a spiritual practice of seeing a practitioner.
Good point.
Good job, yes. That's important to have someone to has our back, yes. Speaking of having our back, I noticed that I did not mention Mary Birch. And Mary Birch is also a longtime practitioner of ours, and I want to acknowledge her and all the service that she does. She's a great support to Wenda and the youth and family. And so thank you, Mary, as well. And Chuck, yes, and Chuck, our retired practitioner. Yes, a practitioner emeritus, so thank you, Chuck. So we have a lot of beautiful souls who support our community. So, and Travis, well, yes, Travis, he's on the slide, and Travis is coming up. He's closing us on out, so we'll bring Travis up at the end of service. And so, Janice, do you want to start with the first step of treatment, and then we'll go Debbie-Ann for the second? I'll do the realization, and you do gratitude and release. All right, let's do it.
Okay, so with setting the intention of...
Microphone.
Okay. Sorry, I was thinking in my head. I could do that.
I didn't tell him we were going to do this, so.
Yes. Okay. Just taking a moment, bringing our attention fully, squarely, purely to this moment. feeling our feet on the floor, our seats, our position in this room, just recognizing that God is all there is. Despite however it may appear, there is no place absent from the presence of God. This is the truth that grounds us all.
And I know that I am one with God at all times. There is no separation, and God is in, through, and as myself. And as I know this is the absolute truth for myself, it has to be the truth for everybody in this room, and it ripples out into everybody in this community and in this world. And I take great comfort in knowing that I'm never separate from God, and that God always has my back.
And I declare right here and right now for our center that love, peace, and joy are the order of the day, that health, healing, and wholeness are the experience of our life, our body, and each breath that we take, that the vitality of God is so. That is just the truth of the experience of our life, vitality and a thriving life. I accept this right here and right now for our center.
And I just give thanks for this peace, for this wholeness, for this vitality, for this vibrancy that is our center. I give thanks for the word that has been spoken by Rev. Veronica, and I pass.
And I know that this is good and very good, and this center is thriving and vital, and we are blessed. And I release this prayer and saying thank you, and so it is.
And so it is, and so it is. Thank you all so much for participating in our panel. Thank you.
I need a sign to let me know you're here. All of these lines are being crossed over the atmosphere, and I need to know that things are gonna look up, 'cause I see us drowning in a sea spilled from a cup, when there is no place safe and no safe place to put my head. When you feel the world shake from the words that are said, I call in all angels. I call in all you angels. And I won't give up if you don't give up. I won't give up if you don't give up, no. I won't give up if you don't give up. Hey, I won't give up if you don't give up. I need a sign to let me know you're here, 'cause my TV set just keeps it all from being clear. I want a reason for the way things have to be. I need a hand to help build up some kind of hope inside of me. I call in all angels. I call in all angels. When children have to play outside so they don't disappear, in private I solve marriage lies 'cause we don't talk for years. In football teams are kissing queens and losing sight of having dreams. In a world what we want, only what we want until it's ours. I'm calling all angels. Yeah, I call in all you angels. if you don't give up. I won't give up, you don't give up. Yeah, I won't give up, we won't give up. Calling all angels, calling all angels, calling all angels, calling all you angels, calling all you angels.
Thank you to our musical angels. And thank you to Reverend Veronica Angel and all the practitioner angels that were here today. And now it's time for our offering. Will Florette, Janet, Donna, and Sarah please come forward? And in love and action is gratitude, part of our practice that brings connectedness and a sense of ownership. And would you say the affirmation with me? We give with open hearts to this community with shared commitment and purpose. As we give, we prosper, cultivating growth, connection, and shared abundance for all. Thank you so much, ushers. You can go ahead and start ushering. So many different ways to give that are wonderful in the basket, donate, Venmo, text to tithe, so much. Practitioners, will you please stand once again, and we want to acknowledge you. Thank you so much, practitioners. Make sure you get your free practitioner session today. I'm signed up today at 12:30, so I have to end the service. And I can't wait for that oneness and wholeness that is awaiting for me and awaiting for you. Okay, now we're up to the candle. Rachel Rosen. Let us open the circle and take our light into the world with our intentions from today's service. Travis, today is going to explain to us the benediction. Welcome, Travis. One of our emeritus.
So I had to give some thought about what I was taught about the nature of a benediction, and it's a little bit of a stretch for me because I took practitioner courses more than 30 years ago. But I seem to recall that it was said that a benediction has elements primarily of what we call the fourth and fifth steps of treatment, which are gratitude and release. And so a big component of a benediction is gratitude. And there's something I've always liked to say about that, like when I was teaching treatment in classes, and that is that gratitude is not something that we necessarily have to have intention to experience. It's a naturally occurring, I would suggest to you, a naturally occurring specialized joy that comes when we are aware of having been given something in the way of a gift, in the way of something of value. And for instance, like this morning, have you not received something of value, something that is important that you can take away, something that might be essential, and yet taking one more step in your own personal evolution. And so it is in realizing that there has been a gift here in this experience that that specialized joy we call gratitude naturally occurs. And being aware of that and giving it our attention has the effect of strengthening the experience we've had, calling attention to it, empowering those ideas or those gifts. Very much like receiving, it's like going back to getting your favorite or your number one request for a Christmas present. When you get that, you are in gratitude naturally. And so we usually do a benediction that starts out, something wonderful is happening to me right now. And we acknowledge that. And so I invite you to join me in this benediction. And entertain my words as your own, because there is only one life here. There is only one presence. And I have been moved in this service this morning to reflect upon the gifts of Spirit, acknowledging that within each one of us there is a treasure chest of divine qualities from which we may draw anything and everything necessary to meet any challenge, any issue or problem. And so it feels very good to know that this is within me and to receive the gift of greater awareness, and the gratitude comes up. Gratefulness. Allowing me to empower what I can take away today and say that it is so, and I acknowledge it. And so I let it go. I release it, saying, of course. And so it is. Thank you.
When the walls come tumbling down, I choose joy. I choose joy. When it stops spinning around, I still choose joy. I choose joy. When my heart's too hard to move, and when my music, it's lost its groove, when I have seemingly so much to prove, yeah, I choose joy. When the walls come tumbling down, I choose joy. I choose joy. When the world starts spinning around, I choose joy. I choose joy. When my heart is hard to move, hey, when my music's lost its groove, when I have too much to prove, I choose joy. I choose joy. Here we go. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. One more time. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Last time. Joy, 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 joy. It's the middle of a week. All friends are gone. Choose joy. You're sitting on the couch all alone. Choose joy. You seem like you're silent. Nobody's all around and you're by yourself. Choose joy. Have no friends. You feel like life's coming to an end. Choose joy. Nowhere to go but choose joy. You're in a breakup. No more makeup. Choose joy.
but the bills are knocking at the door.
Choose joy.
No matter what, no matter when.
Choose joy.
All alone, home with no friends.
Choose joy.
Every single day, oh. In every single way, just
Choose joy.
joy, 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 joy. The answer to every single thing is the answer to every single thing is I need you to all say it together. Say it.
Choose joy.
Have a wonderful week, everybody. We love you and God bless you. Choose joy, y'all. No matter what's going on, choose joy. God bless you.